Welcome to Season 2 of The Mixing Bowl, a cracking little pubcast that we started last year and it was very successful and we had a great season with 11 episodes, Joe. That went by quickly.
It did.
And we talked about all sorts of different topics. We have fishing chats, we have chats about us and what we do as two anglers, also a little bit of news from our company Nufish. But more importantly, we also talk about the debates and the questions that you, the viewers, so kindly bring in. We've had some great feedback, John.
Unbelievable feedback. Matt, how many times has someone asked you, when's the mixing bowl coming back?
Constantly.
It's constant, isn't it?
Yeah, I didn't realise what we created, and obviously the season is upon us where it's cool enough to light the fire here at the Wagon and Horses, our great studio that we use obviously for this this little chat. And you know, we finished off season 1 with a special guest, didn't we? We had Matt Godfrey on, where we talked about lots of different subjects, including international fishing. We talked about people coming into fishing. We talked about negativity on social media and things that, you know, happen in our day-to-day life. But across the 11 episodes of season 1, we had some great topics.
Some great topics.
And obviously we're looking forward to season 2, where we'll have fresh news. We'll probably got new viewers, so the people that have never seen us before. Obviously it's just a gentle chat, and we do encourage people to feed into us and give us information.
The more comments, the better, really, isn't it? Because we can only do these shows with your feedback, because those little comments sometimes just trigger a little discussion point, don't they? And you're like,
absolutely.
I've not considered it, or I've not seen it from that angle before, or just little topics that we can pick out and
that's a great point, actually, because we all as humans only see things from our point of view, don't we? And I think we all live in a bit of a bubble at times, whether that be our own little family community or the people that we fish with. And in respect of fishing, I think sometimes we do get blinkered with the scene, you know, especially in match fishing. You know, you find yourself in a regular group of people that sort of dwell around the country and mix, and you know,
birds of a feather flock together. Your favourite saying, isn't it?
It's absolutely true.
Bang on, though, isn't it?
It applies to that, yeah. And sort of the interaction that we get from you, the viewer, allows us to see inside your bubble and inside your little circuit and your walk of life. And maybe, you know, you're somebody who spends a lot of time just fishing on your own. Maybe you're somebody like me who spends a lot of time fishing with other people. I never fish on my own. The closest thing I get to fishing on is if a couple of us go out for a little practice. But and even when I'm fishing on my own on the YouTube videos, I'm not, because either Joe's there, or even when he's fishing, and sometimes I'm in the background, you know, supping tea and pointing the camera and just, you know, the rest of it. But so yeah, please feed into us. Very, very important. But we did enjoy it, and you know, we left. I think
we missed it, didn't we?
I feel like that today.
I think the channel missed it as well. If I'm being talking from a technical point of view, I think it's good. It's good, isn't it? It's good to get lots of feedback.
Lots of feedback. Yeah, I sat and caught up last night. Actually, you know, I just felt it was important to pick up for me where the viewers have left off. So I sat down and watched that, which, you know, listening to me talking for an hour and 20 minutes. I think Matt managed to get 4 words and you got 3 in. But I won't make any apologies for that, because I love the sound of my own voice, even if you don't. But obviously, you know, I think we left off saying about what was coming for 2025. Ooh. And to say it's been a bit of a busy year is an understatement, really.
It doesn't seem 2 minutes, I know everyone says this, but it doesn't seem 2 minutes since we were sat in here for the first time and we were like, we've got all these big ideas, and all of a sudden, boom, we're here again.
Yeah.
It's just gone, hasn't it?
Yeah. And a lot of those ideas have come to fruition. We've done quite a bit through the summer.
Yeah.
Where do we start? We've
got to talk about the big one, haven't we?
The All England Champs.
All England Champs, got to. Because I saw Catchmore Media the other day posted about should matches not have pools and stuff, and everyone was like, no, the All England, Nufish have done it, Nufish have done it, Nufish have done it. What a success, wasn't it?
Massive success. Fully subscribed. waiting list, people busting to get on. Even
How
had
long did you reckon it took to sell out? Because it was
do you know something? I'm going to try and nail that exactly. And I was going to say 3 minutes, but it weren't. I think it was 10 or 9 minutes or something. Which, you know, without getting too technical, we use a software ticket provider, a company called TIG Tickets, and a great opportunity for me to thank the people there that have got this fantastic platform. And of course, we're quite a small entity when it comes to numbers, because a platform like TIG Tickets, they do football matches and big ticket events with lots of people. But the difference with match fishing tickets is the intensity of the launch time. So everybody's queuing up waiting because obviously there's such a small amount of tickets, which is all defined by venues, it's defined by what we can handle as people. You know, obviously we run feeder masters as well, and there's only 1,260 tickets, I think it is. Master's not very good, but it's around that, just over 1,200 tickets, which sounds a lot, but it's not. And you know, the All England champs, we had 130 pegs, and 130 pegs when you've got 200 people wanting to fish it, and we're just going to throw in a few round numbers around here. The trouble is, and I say that the tickets are launched at 10 a.m, then everybody's waiting at 9:59 and 59 seconds, and basically it's a you know, a bottleneck. And so what I'm getting around to is, it takes 9 minutes, because it takes 9 minutes to process those tickets. If there was I don't know, SpaceX software involved where we can launch rockets, you could probably sell them out in about 9 seconds.
Yeah, I was going to say it was quick, wasn't it?
Because ultimately, over 130 people are waiting to buy a ticket in one go. If they could type and the satellites could transfer it that quick, it could all happen instantly, less than 3 seconds. So, yeah, very popular. Very popular. I was getting into my ticket saga thing there, which I'm sure is a great subject.
That's I'm going to say that's
a great subject, and I'm happy to talk about it if anybody ever wants to talk about it, because 9 years in, we're entering in 2026. There'll be 10 years of feeder.
Don't get any easier, does it?
No.
You still have them butterflies, don't you? When you had to press live on the old tickets, and you're like, oh, here we go again.
Yeah, of course you do. And 10 years into running feeder masters, myself, Lee, Kerry, and Darren, you know, we know everything there is to know about selling match fishing tickets. But of course, the All England champs didn't sell anything. It was free of charge, first come, first served. What an event!
It was an amazing event, and I looking from, because obviously I'm behind the camera, and you're like busy beavering away doing all the admin with the other lads like Rich and Harry and the other lads that came in to help us, and I'm behind the camera. So I got to see the anglers, and everyone had a beaming smile. Everyone was there for the right reason. It was beautiful weather. Great host at Springvale. I just thought it was a phenomenal day. Yeah, I genuinely did. I thought it was brilliant.
What was the highlight? What was the thing that you would say, the one thing that you'd come away from the?
It was like I don't know if it's camaraderie or good feeling. I don't know how you can describe it. There was no bitterness. There was no, and I don't. It's hard to say that in it, but everyone was just there for the right reason, weren't they? And I think everyone was pleased to be there. They were so glad to have got a ticket. Chatting to us, I just thought it was a brilliant day. It really was.
So dare we even broach the subject of, was it the lack of pools that created a slightly different atmosphere, or was it just the type of people that were there?
I think by the nature of not having pools, I think that obviously gives you a different dynamic, doesn't it, straight away, because you're fishing for a different reason. You're not necessarily fishing for financial gain at all. Whether that is on people's minds anyway, I'm not so sure. I just think that style of match and how we did it, like, attracted a certain type of angler, didn't it?
Yeah.
And if it attracts that type of angler every single year, I'll be overjoyed, because they were great, weren't they?
No, I agree. We saw some old faces, people who've known for years, and we saw some new faces, people that were quite new to match fishing. I mean, obviously the overall champion is not new to match fishing. Quite an adept angler, but interestingly, not one of the elite, as people might say, not one of these privileged, entitled, sponsored whatever people call that group of people these days. But a great fisherman.
Great angler.
And we saw some great fishing sort of matches. You know, people putting some great performances, didn't they?
Yeah.
And caught lots of fish.
Yeah.
And it was interesting because obviously we had 4 different lakes, and that brought a different dynamic. And the whole buzz around the draw is where do you want to be? But also we had lake winners, 4 lake winners, which I thought were
A nice way to do it.
yeah, because ultimately it's not darts, is it? It's not snooker. It's not golf.
No.
There's no object ball. And if you're on a different lake, that's almost like playing on a different dartboard or a different snooker table, or even more probably akin a golf course. It's not even on the same course, so it's not alike. So we had like 4 mini matches within
the match.
Yeah, which I thought were a great.
I think it was interesting because
dynamic.
I think a lot of venues nowadays, you've got a lot of room, you've got a lot of space and stuff, and obviously Spring Vale, it was pretty much peg for peg, wasn't it?
Yeah.
And it still fished brilliant.
Yeah, it did.
And I can't fault it, and I'm interested to see how you thought it went, because obviously it was your big idea.
Yeah.
Probably when we were chatting and doing all this, wasn't it? To be fair, we were.
Yeah, it
came from a.
Well, it was spawned by
Facebook, wasn't it?
Yeah, and the problems that people highlighted around the cost of match fishing, and it was basically people sort of accusing that big prize money is ruining match fishing, and people only want to fish for money, and that's, if it's not about money, then there's no match fishing. And obviously this kind of evolution of matches, where I think Fishermania, was it 25, 30 years ago started?
Yeah.
They were 25 grand, which I think 25 grand at the time was monumental in comparison to some of the other prizes, And then slowly but surely other matches have been spawned, along with obviously Feeder Masters, which is one of the lower ones at 15k to the winner. And I think that's then created this thing that it's all been blown out of proportion. It's not really match fishing. We just want to go and fish with his mates for a couple of quid and all the rest of it. And how do you then prove or disprove that what people are saying is right or wrong? Yeah. And the only way I could think of doing that was, well, let's take one of the elements out of it, and then, you know, let's see what happens. And ultimately, it was successful. The only then negative that was left after we'd done what I thought, once I thought we'd cleared the decks of all the issues, the next thing was, well, what about the bait? Well, we didn't provide bait for people. They have to buy their own. But ultimately, I don't think the lad who won the match used that much bait.
A few pellets, didn't he?
Yeah, absolutely. So I think a great experiment, and one that I can confidently say that Nufish will be continuing with. But just watch this space, because there'll be plenty of news around that this side of the New Year's Eve. And but obviously we've not got time to talk about that all day. We've got to get through a few things that we've discussed. But also in 2025, Joe, we did the coaching days at Nufish. Which,
free coaching.
Yeah. You were obviously the guy on the box.
Yeah.
I was the guy talking again.
I feel sorry for the lads who came.
Yeah. Well, from where I was stood, it looked like a fantastic
I really enjoyed
insight
doing it as well.
into a great fishing mind. And the feedback that we got from that were amazing as well, weren't
Absolutely phenomenal feedback, wasn't it? It was great. And it is, again, when you do my job particularly, and you're going through Facebook comments and you're going through YouTube comments and what have you, certain names stick out, don't they?
Yeah.
And you get familiar with people and how they are, but then to actually meet them on the bank, because there were quite a lot of people who comment on our stuff were on these coaching days.
They were, yeah.
And actually getting to meet and chat to these people you've only ever met digitally, I guess.
Yeah.
And then to actually meet them. And I love that. I love that part of it.
Yeah, to put faces to names.
It was really good, wasn't it? I mean, Steve McCrory will no doubt be watching this. He came to one of them, didn't he?
Yeah,
he comments on
did,
everything we do.
Yeah, and you almost felt like you knew Steve before we actually met him. And because he's a real involved guy. You know, I see him commenting on other people's channels. And Steve had a great day at Alders Farm, didn't he? And you could see that he was really into that, and really enjoyed the day. And a lot of people took a lot from it, and we've had people who had success. And I noticed that some of the people from the coaching days also entered the All England Champs.
Yeah.
And one or two people fed back to say that the things that they've learnt from you as an angler have helped them in their fishing, and some have had some success in their local
I
matches.
think it was Andy Whiffen who messaged me the week after, or messaged Nufish the week after. I think he broke the record on his lake fishing how he'd done, and it was like, oh, blooming heck. And then someone else had had a good day, and someone else had won a match and that. And you're like, oh, actually, that detailed information we gave actually can't have been that bad.
Absolutely. Well, we've talked about continuing that in 2026.
Yeah.
We had our sort of annual meeting a couple of weeks ago at our new offices in Nufish headquarters. We even had a teapot there as well, didn't we? I think we just got the carpets in and
bag of Werthers.
Yeah, we had a great chat with the sales team, and obviously everybody from head office. Rich Wilson, Harry, Phil Canning was there. You were there, myself, and we had a good look at what we've done and what we'd like to do for the coming year. And I think coaching days, All England Championships were a big thing. Yeah. But maybe we'll look at doing the coaching days in a slightly different format.
And get you on the box.
You never know. Will I be able to talk?
Drop in the comments down below. Do you want to see mixed coaching days?
Will I still be able to talk? Yeah, I can
talk.
Can
you can talk to your heart. Now we've got the earpiece, because we're professional. We've got an earpiece.
We're like Madonna, aren't we?
And you'll be able to just rab it away to your heart's content.
Thanks very much. I appreciate that. So yeah, look, we're looking forward to that. And obviously we've had a really busy time with the company. We've had a few nice little product launches through the year. I think response to the feedback that we get from social media, which will include a lot of the people watching this, we've had a fantastic product called Detection, which obviously is our low stretch mono, and the call to arms was that we should do it in bigger bulk spools. So we answered the call, didn't we?
Yeah, no, the number one thing, wasn't it? Everyone, we love Detection, we love it, we just like more of it. So it was an obvious thing to do, really, wasn't it? But it's not as easy as just doing it.
No,
because obviously you've got to think about the different dynamics and the different
situations. There's lots of
consider.
Things. Absolutely.
But that's been a success, hasn't it?
Fantastic success. And then we launched obviously Exact, which is our rig and up length line. That's been really good, well received.
Again, that's getting great feedback.
Yes.
And I'm going to say this, aren't I? Because I'm sat here. But it's just brilliant line. Like, there's nothing. It ties well. Shots move on it. It's strong. It's accurate. You tie a hook with it. It's beautiful. It's like, why would you use anything else?
Well, we worked hard and tested, because ultimately, it's not. You can't sit here and say to people, "Use this. It's great," if you don't believe it yourself. Yeah. And people, might see it as a cliche, or they might go, "Yeah, you're going to say that," and because I think that's naturally human nature to think that somebody's endorsing something because it's financial gain. Yeah. But when your name's above the door, and sadly mine is, so I'll get all the good comments and all the bad comments. I genuinely, as a person, cannot stand there and say, this is great, if I don't believe it. So a lot of the testing, and we talk about testing quite a bit, and we talk about product development. I'll be straight with you. I'm more concerned whether I'm content, because once I'm content, I believe, and once I believe, and I trust, and then I've used, and then of course you start using the product, and because you think, well, I'd like a line that does this. I wanted something that was quite for a rig line, a little bit harder, but not too hard, so it's not too stiff. Something that can take a shot, something that take a knot, and that's how you start off your development, with the specifications of something that you'll require. And then you get the samples come in, and it's like a bit hard, a bit soft, a bit more stretch, a bit less stretch. Get the right colour, get the right spooling right, so it sits nice and it's all parallel wound, so it don't kink. And then that's what I'm looking for. And then what you have to do is get your string pulled a bit, catch a few fish, and ultimately, until you're 100% yourself, it's impossible to stare down the barrel of a camera when you're saying to me, tell everybody what you think of the new line.
You can tell when it's not.
You can tell.
I think you can tell when people aren't.
And when you watch social media, there's a lot of people waffling, and because they're not waxing lyrical. When you're into something and you believe in something and you genuinely have absorbed that product,
I think you can tell.
You can talk all day about it.
You can tell.
When you're not, it's, this is a new line that we've launched and it's called this, and you can see it in people, can't you?
You can see it with bait a lot.
It's wooden.
It's wooden.
It's very wooden. So that's been a great product, and a few other little bits and bobs.
It is so nice, you know, because like obviously I know how good that line is, and now we're getting to see because it's a big. I think people change reel lines at a bit of a whim, don't they? I think they're more willing to give a reel line a chance.
Yeah.
Whereas a hook length line or a rig line, people have been using certain products for years, haven't they? And they find it hard to change. I think it's the same with hooks.
Yeah, no, I agree.
And I was sat with I drew next to Stu Polster last week, and I watched him, and he's tying an hook length up before I start on exact, and he's like, it's the best line I've used, and that's him genuinely saying it, and I'm like, yeah, bloody hell,
Yeah, it's great.
yeah, like you're only getting one bite at this venue, and you're putting your faith in that.
That were at Boddington's, I presume.
Yeah, but that's nice to see, isn't it? Nice to see
fantastic.
That.
So we did chuff with that. We launched the new mushroom butt rest. We launched the new towels, little bits and bobs.
New landing nets.
We had the new
Tip
new
and
nets.
butt protectors.
Rod bands.
They've been success, haven't they?
The tip and butt. That was an interesting thing, weren't it? Because that goes to prove that feedback from our customers. So all the anglers inside the team all prefer rod bands as their first choice. But tip and butt protectors, I mean, the rod bands have gone great. The tip and butt protectors have gone mad, which is crazy, because we presume that we know what you want, but you vote with your feet. You know, you're the people that go out to the shops and buy it off your own back, and so we get feedback from sales figures, which are the true reflection of what you really think. And that's fantastic. And then I think just recently we just launched our lovely warm winter hats, some with bobbles and some without. Depends on your poison.
Are you a bobble or are you a beaner?
I'm a beanie guy.
You're a beanie,
I, despite me being the noisiest, loudest, gregarious person that I've ever met, when it comes to clothes, I kind of dress down because I let my voice do. But some people like to stand out in the crowd, don't they? And so we're all set for winter. But before we get too deep into winter, because the winter is long.
The winter is long. And we've got plenty of time to moan about the winter, haven't we, in the next few weeks.
What a great summer it was.
How hot's it been? And dry.
Incredible.
More to the point, dry. Jeez.
We've had droughts. We've had the heat.
The heat.
Was incredible.
Yeah.
How does that affect fishing, Joe?
I think it affects it in a number of ways. Obviously, the lack of water is a big one, isn't it?
Yeah.
Rivers, even like, I know I went to Shearsby the other week, and that's only just started to creep back up. Like, that lost nearly 2 foot of water out of it.
Shearsby did.
Boddington, honestly, Mick, there's islands in the middle of Boddington that you didn't even know were there.
I've seen some videos.
Yeah, it's incredible.
I should have gone really and had a look, because I couldn't quite comprehend how low it was. So just give us some kind of, how far away from the wall on the right hand bank where we fish was the water?
Where you push your barrow up,
yep.
So you come onto in the 40s and then you walk up past the 50s.
Yeah.
The 50s, I reckon it was 50 metres before you got to water. And that is, to be fair, that is a shallow bank anyway. It's a shallow
there's a
bed or
hump there,
something.
is it?
Yeah, but it runs for about a dozen pegs or so. Then it drops off again. But then up in the sanctuary, the bank was way out. The early pegs, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 on the dam, they're still dry now. And the weeds are that high, so I don't even know if you're going to get a chance to fish on that, even when it does fill up, because it's going to be so weedy. Just incredible. And the first week I went, it started to come back up, and I reckon it was 3 foot deep at 60 metres, where I was shucking. Now you get a bite and you can see them, and you see them tailing up and stuff. So
yeah, because the 3 foot long fish.
Yeah, you see them, you get a big splash before your tip goes round, and
incredible.
Yeah, it's incredible.
So obviously you've had a chance to have a look at the bottom. Now I know that a lot of fishing is at distance.
Yeah.
At Boddington's, but in the summer it's not, is it?
No.
You can catch them
short. Yeah.
Well, we caught a carp on a pole there, didn't we?
Yeah.
On one of our.
Yeah. In the winter that was.
In our videos, yeah. But a lot of people like to go and catapult.
Yeah, that's the mainstay, I'd say.
8mm pellets, and that puts them at 25 to 30 metres or something.
Yeah.
What's the bottom like there?
It's a mix between sand. It's not sand, it's like a sloppy, muddy stuff. Like certain areas you put your boot in and you get stuck, because I had a little wade around.
Deep mud or?
Fishable, like it's not bad. But there's certain areas that are definitely firmer than others, you can tell. Like you can tell, like when you're putting your gear down, some pegs are really muddy, some pegs are quite, almost like a beach, but that kind of thing, like
some
shingly.
more sandy, yeah.
And then there's hundreds
rough
of
sand.
rocks this big.
Is there really?
and like you walk out to get your rod now, and Like there's just random rocks. How they get there, who knows? But it's like a sandy, smooth mud and then rocks. Not big piles of rocks or anything, just odd rocks here, there and everywhere.
So here's a question. Now that you've seen the bottom, is it in your head about when you're going to be fishing when it's full again, what you're landing your feeder on?
Well, we were sat last week, I was sat next to Pete Caton in the 90s, and we were looking behind us at where we would fish from last year in the sanctuary, and our feeder would have been landing around about, we reckon we were 50 to 60 metres from the peg, so your starting line would have been about where we were sat, and it was full of rocks. You think, it's just, all these little things go through your head, don't they? Like your feeder only has to land next to a rock, and you might not get a bite. Your line might go over it or whatever. But I think it's best not to think about it.
That's what I were hoping you were going to say.
I think it's best not to think about it.
Because unless it drains,
how would you know?
You're just fishing, aren't you?
There was a bit behind me where carp anglers have put stepping stones. So they built like a 5 metre long stone wall.
Okay.
So you can imagine that.
So they can stand on it.
So they can get out to the rods, yeah. So you can, when it fills up, it's underwater now. So
yeah, and you're flicking a bomb there or fishing a pole
there. You
there.
have a wall in your peg.
Or you're trying to run under the feeder. And your feeder's landing on rocks.
Yeah.
It's funny, because there's places where you fish, for instance, let's take Tamar for a good example,
classic.
where I've been however many times, I think I've had a bite or an indication every single cast I've ever made at that venue, okay? Every single one. And sometimes you go in and you get a funny indication and you never hook a fish and you think, was my hook actually available?
Is it under a rock? Is
there's
it
some shale and stuff like that. And when you go to a place like that where you get constant bites, and I think my tip has moved. I've had an indication every time. I haven't had a bite every time. And I actually think you go like that and you go, well, why wasn't that on? It were never going to be on. Never going to be on. And where were we last week? Aldcroft on the first winter pairs. And somebody says to me, I've been dragged in like that, and my rod's gone like that, and I've come back with a branch. He said, how is it that the branches give you such a good tow round? And I said, well, I think it's because a fish has run into your line above your feeder. It's dragged your feeder, and therefore it's dragged your hook into it. Because you do, don't you? You get a proper like that, and you go like that, and the branch comes out. How long are you going to sit there with your hook draped over the arm of an old armchair that somebody's thrown in, or a branch, and you were never getting a bite, were you?
Never.
And that worries me when we fish
half-an-hour chucks like I'm doing. Honestly, but you can't let it worry you, can you?
No.
Tell you what is interesting, and a different subject. Behind my peg last week was a spring. So in the peg, there's these, they call it
bed spring.
There's like, there's like water coming up, like one of these things you see on a wildlife documentary. 3 of them coming up, like bubbling constantly in my peg.
Like Yellowstone, where the sulphur.
But there's certain pegs that stand out on that venue in the winter, like for no reason, because it's all very much uniform, and it just makes you wonder, doesn't it? Is there one of them out in your peg where you're catching? Because 75 is a standout peg, even though it's just consistent. But there's no reason for it to be. It's in the middle. It's not an end or anything. And we were like, is there one of them spring things out there or something?
So that's underground water coming up.
Yeah.
Does that clear the silt and leave you in a nice hard spot where the fish?
Is it a touch warmer? Is it a bit of oxygen?
Yeah.
Is it just nice? We like clean water, don't we? Fish love flow, don't they? I was just like, are these dotted around this lake and that we don't know about? It's got to be, haven't they? Can't just be that one.
Which obviously also leads into a new phenomenon that everybody gets to watch these days, which is underwater. Which I think we started our season 1 with our underwater videos, the answer or the devil, because ultimately I think I'll be honest with you, I prefer not to know.
Yeah, I do.
Because when I can't see underwater, I can only use the other indicators that I've got, which is either my float, my tip, or fish moving, obviously, in the water. And you have to work out your fishing from that, don't you?
I've got...
and build a picture yourself.
Yeah. I've got an underwater... I had like a bit of a dilemma. So I was on the river, and for anyone who doesn't know, I do like specimen fishing. And I've been trying to catch these big barbel. And I had a feeling they were tucked under this tree, this snag tree. And I was filming, And I thought, I've got my GoPro, I've got a pole. I could quite easily put that GoPro under that tree and find out if that's where they are. And I got it on my pole, I put everything on there, and I thought, I'm going to put this down there. And I went like that, and I went, no, I'm not going to do it. I'll stop myself doing it, because I thought, why am I going to ruin the mystery? Because I know that could be a shortcut to success, wouldn't it? If I know that they're all under there, I could just fish there until I caught them. And I was like, no, don't do it.
Then becomes shooting, fishing about.
Yeah, and I'm like, don't do it, because you've ruined the adventure, haven't you?
Yeah.
Almost. Yeah. And I was like, actually, not knowing is better sometimes, isn't it?
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah.
No, and I think that's the thing I've always loved about natural fishing, is you never know what you're going to get next.
Never. Or if.
Anything, you know what I mean? You could go on my favourite venue, the Tidal Trent, and your tip was like, is it a barbel, is it a chub, is it a roach, is it a bream, is it a pommy?
Mitten crab.
I caught, Saturday, I caught the world's biggest crayfish. It must have been Reggie. Honestly, as big as my fist. Long as my arm.
They're horrible, aren't they?
And I took a little video of it, because I had it in my landing net, because I was still mesmerised by it, because it's been a while, Basingstoke Canal, I think, last time I caught, or Loch Ken, where they were small at Loch Ken, but the ones in Oldie Res,
and not small.
Near, just out between Rotherham and Sheffield. No, they're not small. Proper bite. Here's a branch, one of them, and I go like that. Oh, it's a branch, and it weren't. It was a crayfish. And
can't get them off, can you? I've had a summer of torture with them.
Have you?
Torture.
Has the weather?
The weather's definitely impacted them. Definitely, they must have had a prolific spawning year, because honestly, I fish boilies on the river and I chuck them out, and no matter where you chuck them out, within seconds you tip like that, and you've not put any bait in or anything. There must just the bottom of the river must just be
within seconds.
Within seconds, mate.
That's like what happened to me.
Yeah, it's like that.
The minute you feed it at bottom, it's like, hey, what's going on here? I'm like, first few times I've struck, so I'm thinking it's a roach on drop. They must immediately just go out to your feed.
Yeah, and I've now, because like certain spots, like obviously you bait them and you come back to them. You obviously must get a bit of a gathering of them, and they must start burying there, because sometimes you get a bite and you leave it and you think, oh, it's gone now, and you sit there for 10 minutes or whatever, and you go and you're like stuck a little bit. So I reckon they pull your hook bait down the hole, because it comes straight out, but you can feel it's like wedged in.
I like that walking.
He's like that where he's let go. Oh, honestly, if there's one thing I would change about fishing, it's get rid of them.
Well, it's epidemic.
They're not
Main
going
crabs
away.
on the Trent, crayfish here, there and everywhere.
They're massively successful.
So what I didn't know, and I hadn't researched this, and it's still raw because it was Saturday, and this
raw.
is what day we're on today.
Tuesday.
And somebody told me that you have to
Kill them.
Yeah.
Got to dispatch them.
Dispatch them. That's the word they used.
Humanely.
How can that be left to the angler? But is that in the fisheries, in your rod licence bylaws?
Yeah, I think it's law.
I'm a bit ignorant.
I think it's actually law. I don't think it's even an EA thing. I think it's law.
For a red signal crayfish?
American signal crayfish, yeah.
American signal crayfish.
Which are the ones that are so prolific.
Ours
the native one's only small.
White
clawed, yeah, they're only small. Whereas you can tell them they're massive, and they're horrible things, aren't they?
Big thing, that
yeah, they're
massive.
They're massive.
What?
I go with the kids fishing for them because they're great. The kids love catching them.
Of course they do.
You get
like crabbing.
You can see them coming out the hole and grabbing you a bit of bait or whatever.
Where's this on the river?
On the river, yeah. Yeah, you've got but the problem is, there's that many of them. Like, how many did you catch the other day? 5?
Yeah, the lad took pigs away, I had 13.
Yeah, if you crunch 5 of them, it's not really even doing it. Have you ever seen the eggs on them?
Yep. I saw them on Basingstoke like that, yeah.
Just covered in eggs. One crayfish can produce hundreds, can't it? So, yeah, unfortunately.
I wonder if that's why the perch are so big in Ully, because they're eating them.
I me being me, I go down rabbit holes, and there's this fishery podcast. I'll give him a shout out because it's good. It's a fishery fast lane, I think it's called, and he goes around different fisheries and interviews the owners in a very fishery management style. Mm-hmm. And there's this one lake in the Cotswold Water Park, and he takes 23 tons a year of crayfish out, and he says he still hasn't made a dent in them.
No.
23 tons. How many is that?
A lot of salad, that, isn't it?
23
crayfish,
tons.
they're nice.
Yeah, they're nice eating.
Are the American ones that we don't like?
If you go on YouTube and Google it, Gordon Ramsay gives you a recipe on how to get them and cook them.
So if we dispatch them in a bucket,
He reckons like they just boil them, don't they?
yes,
Just boil them.
while they're
Go
alive,
red.
probably.
Yeah, go red. But yeah, horrible things.
That's it then. Off to all.
Don't like them. Big fan. Not a fan.
No.
Not
So
a
what
fan.
else has the warmth, that hot summer done to fishing?
Well, I know something. The river is full of roach, where I get the great ooze.
Yeah.
Like unbelievable. I've done a few videos where it's just a roach like that. Every chuck in at the minute, it's phenomenal, and I've never seen it like that before. And I noticed it when we used to fish the New Junction a lot. We had a really hot summer once, and the fishing that summer was poor, but the following year it went mad, and it's almost like roach love it, don't they? I think roach genuinely love hot weather.
The last red hot summer we had a national on the Trent. It's about 4 years ago, and the roach fishing were amazing. But they weren't that year's roach. And the ones that you're catching, they're not.
No.
They're
a few years
over
old,
there,
they are, yeah.
4 or 5 years old,
Yeah.
maybe. So it's because I was going to say red hot summers are great for breeding.
Yeah, but it can't be that.
Because we're not talking about the fish that are bred this year. We're talking about the fish that bred 4 or 5 years ago. So what makes the fishing so good for roach when it's red hot?
It's got to be the water temperature on it. It's got to be the food availability or something. There's got to be something.
Because the water was red hot, wasn't it?
Red hot, yeah. But who knows? The heat might even wipe out their natural food, which means they've got to eat what we throw in. You never know, do you? It could be something because obviously earlier in the
low and
season,
clear, doesn't
the
it?
roach are everywhere in front of you. You can't catch them, can you? You go on the canals up north. You can have roach top in front of you all day and you won't catch one.
Yeah.
They're eating something we haven't got. It could be that gets wiped out. Who knows? But there's something about that water temperature, the heat of the summer, still. We think, there's no flow in the river, the fishing will be terrible, but actually roach.
Because it goes really low, really clear, because there's no rain.
Yeah.
And so the water,
not
all
even
the
moving.
sediment settles, it's hardly moving. Therefore, the sediment settles, it becomes clear. And the fishing's really good. So, and yet, we hate clear water for fishing, but yet,
In the summer, it doesn't seem to bother
when
them,
it's
does it?
absolutely scorchio, the fishing gets great, which is slightly confusing. I mean, the water, it got so low, this wonderful river that runs just by here, the Trent, they actually, fishing was
Banned, was stopped, wasn't it? Cancelled.
because, and I think that was derived from
Barb anglers.
fish care.
Yeah.
Very, very. I've noticed that specimen anglers seem to be a lot more fish sort of conservationist, than general fishermen. And I'm not sure if that's because these bigger fish, fight harder. But that's a debate for everybody else. And we just go fishing, don't we? That's what we do, and we absolutely love it. Which another thing on a warm year is it's not just us that go out fishing. The fish that feed, it's
Everyone.
I'm hearing from everybody, people in our sales force, our retailers, people on the bank, friends, other people in companies, that it's been a phenomenal year for just people going fishing. Lots of people, lots of kids.
Lots of
I'm
families
hearing there's
fishing.
been loads of families.
Families.
Which, because kids don't just take themselves off and go fishing these days.
Unfortunately.
It's families.
It is family.
Which is fantastic news, isn't it?
Because I do take my kids fishing a lot, and the amount of times, because I go on a Saturday afternoon or a Sunday morning or whatever, and there's other families there doing it, and we're hearing it from all these fisheries, like Dan's at Shrewsbury, classic example. That's my clientele, is that.
So
Families
he's
come
had that direct feedback from him.
And Bishop's Bowl and a few others of them. And I think we mentioned it earlier in the year that they were saying that they'd seen an increase in families fishing. And I think it's continued through the year, hasn't it? Lots of people fishing.
And I think there's a lot of factors. Somebody actually said this to me. Now, here's a controversial statement. Excuse me. Too much tea. I said, so what's causing that? Because I'm interested in it for our livelihood.
Of course, yeah.
It's our lifeblood, is people actually going fishing.
We need
If nobody goes fishing, we don't sell any fishing tackle. We can't afford a tea bag. End of story.
Yeah.
So I've asked everybody and anybody what,
What's the reason?
and somebody said, well, it's cheap, isn't it?
Cheap.
And I'm like, we're the first person to say that in the last 5 years, because all I hear is fishing's too expensive, too expensive, too expensive. Why is it cheap? I said, I can't remember what it were, just one of the lads, and I think he got a family. And basically he said, well, compare it to all the other activities.
Mate, you can't believe how much it costs to do anything with your kids these days. And it's hard to say that, isn't it? Because you can go out on the bikes, or you can make fun, can't you? But you go to any attraction these days. I looked at Drayton Manor to take the kids out there the other day. It's £100, and that's a Black Friday deal. £100 for 4 of us. And bearing in mind,
Yeah, thanks.
yeah, cheers. And they're like, and they said, oh, but by the way, half the rides aren't open. And I'm like, no, we ain't going there then. It's £100, and then your fuel, and then your food, and then your McDonald's on the way, or whatever.
Yeah, yeah.
It's £100 day out, isn't it?
Yeah, whereas you can go
Fishing.
Aston Park, £7 for a day ticket. So even if you took 4 of you, I'm sure the kids wouldn't be charged.
No.
How old are kids?
4 and 8.
So he's not charging them. So let's say he charges you and your missus, it's £14.
Yep.
And some bait, which you'll get, so for £20,
£20, yeah.
you can have a day's fishing,
Yep.
because it's the same fuel and the same food
Yep.
as it is if you're doing that, as it is going to Drayton Manor,
Yep.
to an arcade amusement park with no rides that are open. And I thought, so in contrast to what everybody's saying, apparently families,
Cheap day out.
it's a cheap day out.
And I tell you what, because we took some friends fishing with their kids a couple of weeks ago before it got cold, and they're not outdoor people. They're not interested in doing outdoor stuff. They're just not. And we took them fishing, and they're like, don't think we'll enjoy it, and they absolutely loved it. And by the end of it, they were like, do you think you could get us like some kit or whatever, put a few bits of kit together? And it just shows you that you just got that one little session is all it needs for a lot of some people, isn't it?
Yeah.
And yeah, on that, the day ticket thing, that is one thing I found quite awkward actually going places, is the day ticket thing. Because you say you've got me and the missus and the 2 kids, like what day ticket do you pay?
Is that 4 tickets? Or is it one?
In that instance we had 4 kids with us and 2 sets of adults, like, but we're on one peg, and like obviously like Dan just charges for one peg, fair enough, but I'd love to see like fisheries do maybe a family ticket or something like that, because I wouldn't mind paying a little bit more.
But how many pegs does a family ticket cover?
Yeah, 1, but I just find it awkward to when you've got a couple of adults or a couple of sets of adults, so you're all on the same peg, you're teaching each other to fish or whatever. But I just find it awkward, because really you think, well, we're taking up a bit of room here, we probably should pay a little bit more. And I'd just love to see maybe a family ticket come in or something like that. Maybe it's £12 instead of 10 or whatever.
Yeah, there's all sorts of things going through my mind. So I'm sort of saying, if you're taking 2 pegs up, it's 2 day tickets.
Because I find it awkward, because I've got a few club memberships, and a few times I'm like, oh, I'll take the kids fishing with the mates. But actually you can't, because I've got the membership.
Got the ticket.
And you can take your kids with you, but you can't take someone else's kids, because then it's...
Well,
I'd love to see just something we could do maybe on club memberships, like a family ticket or whatever, day ticket, family day ticket. Might
something
be an
that
idea.
works for both parties, that works for the fishery and it
'Cause I
works
think
for the
people
anglers.
wouldn't mind paying a few quid extra.
No, and also obviously if that encourages families, that'd be great. I'm sure there's a few fishery owners watching, and I'm sure there's some families watching. It'd be interesting to see what they think back, think to that and feed back to us. And new people coming into fishing, one of the questions that I know is on my mind and a lot of other people's mind, how easy is it for people who are newcomers? Because a lot of the questions we get is, I'm a newcomer, and how do I get going, and how do I get into fishing, and how do I become better? Which is a great topic, which after a little top up of tea,
because we
I'm
are
going to make sure that the fire's roaring. Let's chat about that.
Brilliant.
See you in a minute. So we're fully recharged.
Ready for this.
And that didn't take long to get that back going, did
You're
it?
good at that, aren't you?
It's when I were a Boy Scout.
I wouldn't even know.
Yeah, me and Rambo, when we were lost in the jungle, we had to make us own fires, and we've got the skirt now. No, it just comes from years of practice.
Doing it.
Most people grow up with a nice central heating system these days, but back when everything went in black and white when I were a lad, you had to learn how to make a fire, and a misspent youth down the woods, obviously.
Yeah, of course,
Yeah, of course it did. And amongst other misdemeanors, messing with fire. Get out of it.
But it is relaxing sitting next to one, isn't it?
There's only 2 things that do that for you. One is water
and fire.
and one is fire. So what about fishing with a campfire? Oh, dreamy days.
Yeah, that's got to be it, isn't it? That's got to be like the pinnacle.
Yeah, we'll get banned off Nottingham Piscatorial Society for lighting fires at the side of the Trent. So it is kind of a subject, and I know people have also kind of asked this question in various different ways, which is, so we've got these newcomers coming into fishing, and this kind of doesn't quite apply to them because that's a slightly different shape on the graph of learning the basics. But the question that we're going to throw out to the mixing bowl, and it kind of, I'm throwing it out to you, but obviously I'll throw it out to myself, and let's throw it out to the
gang,
to the audience.
Yeah.
What makes a good angler a good angler? What is it?
How long have we got? I think there's, I've seen like two different, no, it's probably more than two, but there's definitely two different styles in there. There's a natural angler, if you want to call them that. Someone who's just naturally can do it, you can just tell, can't you? Like the pickuper talked about taking the kids the other week, and one of the little girls that we were out fishing with, she got the rod in her hand and she could just do it straight away. It was like she'd never done it before, but I was like, she's an angler, you could just tell straight away. She could do it. Whereas my little one, you can tell she can't. She's just not. So I think there's natural anglers, and you can tell them, generally, they're pretty good at everything. And then there's people who've had to learn it and love it, and they become obsessed and absorbed in it, and they read everything, and they learn everything, and they're out practicing, and they become, it's not a manufactured angler, but it's that they've had to sort of put a lot of effort in to get good, if that makes sense.
Yes.
Lee Kerry is a massive one, I think. He's phenomenal, one of the best ever. But he's so intense, isn't he? He puts so much effort into what he's doing. Like, he learns and learns and learns, and then he gets it and he perfects it, and he's amazing at it. But
so which camp is he in then? Is he the natural or the manufactured?
I think he's like a manufactured. I think. And that's not like me saying anything negative about it, because it's just people work in different ways, don't they?
So out of the people that we know, because obviously you've just mentioned him as that, who's the natural?
Denty.
Funny, I had him in my mind.
Denty. Yeah. Or Adam Richards. Adam Richards is incredibly natural angler. He won the Northern River Masters the other week. He's not a river angler, but he can just do it. Denty, the same. Just naturally brilliant at fishing. Yeah.
It's funny because I think Matt Godfrey touched on the fact that you can turn your hand to any kind of fishing because it's fishing and you just naturally want to do that.
Yeah.
But if you took a natural angler, and we use the word rusty, don't we?
Yeah.
In match fishing. Even a natural angler to compete in match fishing at the highest level, because of course we're not just talking about match anglers here. We're talking about good anglers.
Very.
But usually people don't match fish. We never get to know how good they are. But I suppose you've got specimen anglers.
Yep.
Carp anglers will chase specific fish. They just seem to go, they catch them, don't they?
Yeah, there's just people who are good at it.
Yeah, the old Drennan Cup.
Yep.
Is it the Drennan
Yeah,
Cup? It's
Drennan
just called the
Cup.
Drennan
Yeah,
Cup,
Drennan
isn't
Cup,
it? For specimen anglers.
Same faces.
Yeah, back in the 90s, in late 80s, there were an angler called Mark Viles. The only other angler I've ever seen apart from my family with the same surname. And he was from down south. Looked a bit like my granddad, actually. I don't know if my granddad was posted down there in war, but no, it's definitely not. I can assure you of that. And he caught chub and barbel and bream because he just obviously went fishing. I obviously didn't inherit them genes because I'm a manufactured angler.
Would you say so?
Yeah.
Would you?
Yeah.
You get into
fish.
stuff, don't you?
I have to.
You have to get into stuff.
I have
don't
to
you?
take a run up. I have to rehearse it. I have to become there's a
proficient.
term. Yes, that's exactly it. And I can't just rock up and do that. So I'm like, I'm all over the place. But I think
I'm a rocker-upper.
Yeah,
that's the thing.
Yeah. And I've got something, a theory that I think it depends on the nature of the person. And I spent a lot of time around a lot of anglers in various environments, team environments. Obviously, we're lucky enough to fish for the best ever team in the country, the Drennan Barnsley Blacks.
Absolutely.
And you see different anglers doing different things
styles
from all different areas, and they've all got the weaknesses, they've all got the strengths. But obviously, as somebody who spent a lot of time in the angling game, you also see lots of people fishing in various styles, and I think it's their mentality, and also the temperament, and their ability to focus. So
Lee, for example.
my weakness is I can't focus. My peripheral, perception, that my outlook on things is I'm soaking everything up. I'll notice something over here and I've got my eye on that and I'm trying to work out what that is, which is a great advantage for certain aspects of life, because I'm aware of, and it's good for obviously heading up the business, because you can sort of nip in and out of all the different areas of the business and the categories and different people and all the different subjects that are going off. However, when it then comes to polarising and concentration on one thing, it's very hard to blank all that out.
Yeah, there's a lot of noise.
Yes, and I think good anglers are the ones that can tunnel and focus on what's actually happening, because ultimately it's man against fish, isn't it?
It is, yeah.
And if you can do that, and I see Lee's a great example of that, and he proved that by running big competitions like Feeder Masters and then
winning,
putting the draw bucket away, and then just goes and wins.
Because he just, like, we obviously with him at the time, and it's like, isn't it?
Yeah.
He's like, I've done that now. I'm going fishing and I'm going to be the best at it.
Yeah.
He's not even worried about, mate, he's not got to peg 38 or whatever. No. He's switching to fishing. It's an unbelievable skill to have, that is. Incredible.
It is an incredible skill. But by the same token, as humans, that helps and is an advantage, disadvantage.
In different areas.
Yes. So if you're a person that switches off, and there's some great anglers, heroes, people who I've aspired to be as an angler, who don't particularly make great people because they've switched off.
Yeah.
They've switched off to everything other than
fishing.
The 15 metres of ground and water to the other bank, and they've been called all sorts of names, ignorant and rude and arrogant, and I'm convinced that that's their skill to becoming a great angler, is the fact that they can focus on what they're doing.
Yeah.
And I've used this before, which is dedication, application and preparation. So it's all the work that people put in. So regardless of how natural you are, I think unless you then apply the other things,
it doesn't matter.
And if you're a crazy horse and your head's all over the place, there's a mate of mine from the village who's a natural talent. He's got hand-eye coordination. He's a great snooker player.
Yeah, you could just do it.
He's a great golfer. If he came fishing, he'd be brilliant at it. His dad was quite a good angler, actually. His dad was the world's best catapult guy. He used to have an homemade catapult, and he could knock a squirrel out of a tree with a lead ball made with a musket ball maker that he pinched from York Museum on a school trip. I swear, and that's true. And he's a natural hand-eye coordinated person, but his temperament is horrific.
Yeah.
He used to break his golf clubs, snap his snooker club. I wouldn't let him near my pole, because if he lost a fish, he'd snap it over his knee. And so, despite him he would be a natural angler, he wouldn't be able to become a good angler, because somebody who could compete, because he hasn't got the temperament for it.
Yeah.
So it's really.
I think what was that famous quote, isn't it? Like hard work will beat natural talent every time. And if natural talent doesn't work hard, and I think that's so true. Hard work always wins, doesn't it? No matter what you do. I know when I'm doing me specimen fishing, the more effort I put in, the more I get out of it.
Yes.
If I'm slacking with it, don't catch. It's as simple as that.
No.
It's as simple as that. And it's the same with match fishing. I know, like this year, I've been a bit slack, and I can tell. I know I have. I have. But it's that thing, isn't it? Whereas certain anglers are just Steve Ringer, classic. He works so hard at his fishing, doesn't he?
Does, yeah.
He
does. Puts a lot of effort.
Just an unbelievable engine for it, and you think.
See, I think he's natural, and then puts the effort in,
and he's got
which equals success.
Which equals Steve Ringer, doesn't it?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Hence why he's the current bait tech feeder Masters champion.
Yeah, it's an interesting one. But can you take someone then who is without the natural and make them a really good angler? Do you think?
Yeah.
And I think there's never been a better time for that neither, is there? Because there's so much information.
It's been done. It's been done several times. I've seen it because people come from nowhere. I'm talking about my experiences in match fishing. And one of the best mentors and tutors is Tommy Pickering.
Yeah.
He's brilliant at it. And one of his favourite subjects, even though he probably doesn't realise it or he's never proclaimed it or declared it, is he likes to take a pupil and he motivates them and he shows them. And the motivation is the key.
Yeah.
And he's done it with 2 or 3 people over the years, and they've come from obscurity to success.
Success, yeah.
And some of them have had, obviously, an head start. They go fishing. But you can see that he funnels them into focus, dedication, preparation, puts them in the right place, faces them in the right direction, then winds them up like a clockwork toy and lets them go. And I've seen that with people. They come, they're intense, they go. There were another lad, not somebody who Tommy nurtured, Craig
Elkin, I know exactly what you're going to say.
Craig Elkin.
Kem was amazing. Gone.
Now,
Intense guy.
I found out recently he's running a massive construction company.
I'm not surprised.
That's
I'm not
my point,
surprised.
because it's his nature.
Yeah.
It's his nature. So I think if you take somebody once said to me that it's far easier to tame a lion than it is to whip a donkey. And if you take a lion who wants to learn, who wants to grow, who wants to win, who wants to further themselves, I think with the right tuition,
You've got a winner on your hands, haven't you?
and when we've done coaching days, there's them that want to just be there and be happy to be there, enjoy the day, looking at the birds, looking at the sky, watching the carp turn over, admiring a fish, and the other people who want to tear a burning track straight down the middle of the fishery and leave in a plume of smoke because they want
to put into practice. They
want to grow.
Yeah.
And
you see it, don't you?
You do.
Every time.
And a great man said to me once, Mick, he was from Northwest, I won't try and do an accent because I'm a Yorkshireman. He said, if you're not trying to test yourself and grow every day, then what are you doing? You must try to grow. You must try to progress. And I think that applies to fishing. And if you want that, the world's your oyster in fishing, because apart from a bit of physicality, although Andy Kinder can wave a 60-metre pole around and he's only 7 stone wet through, and I've also seen small, lightweight people cast 100 metres as well.
Yeah.
Alex Bones is no bigger than a midget, and
he can
put you a feeder on the far bank of anywhere.
Yeah.
So I can't think of many physical restrictions that would stop you from becoming
top notch.
Top notch. It's all about that.
Application, isn't it?
Application, dedication, preparation, which, you know, will lead us to great conversations. I'm sure we've inspired a few comments to come through for future episodes. I think we've about bottomed this teacup again. And,
it's cold now.
Yeah, we're ready for a fresh brew. So, great to be back, Joe.
Fantastic to be back.
Lovely with
a bit
the fire
warm,
on.
actually.
Yeah,
yeah, a bit warm on my back.
Yeah, well, I've stripped myself right down to a
Down,
t-shirt, and yeah, it's great to be back. And that is episode 1 of season 2. We'll look forward to episode 2.
Can't wait.
With some great subjects. We've got a nice long winter ahead. I hope you've enjoyed joining us. For those that have seen us for the first time, I hope you found it interesting, and we'll be seeing you again. And for all our loyal supporters from season 1, it's great to see you, and we will be back soon. Thanks for tuning in.